Hello, everybody. It's good to see you today. Good to be with you. I hope that you all are having a great day. Well, today I thought we'd talk about single crochets. I want to do up a swatch of single crochets. And we're going to do it from the chain and not from the chainless foundation. We'll do a chainless foundation at another time. But I've got a 5.5 millimeter hook right there. I have a 5 millimeter hook, and the reason is that a 4.5? No, that's a 5 millimeter H 5 millimeter. All right. The reason I'm using two hooks, I tend to crochet a little bit tight, so I used a larger hook to do my chain with, the smaller hook to do the actual stitches with. It really does make for a better uniform look. The yarn we're using is Bernat Softy Baby. It's a lightweight 3, and these hooks are way too big for it. But you know what? That's okay. We're just practicing, so it really doesn't matter what we use, does it? Now, I'm going to use the 5.5 millimeter, like I said, to do the chain. All right, let's do this. I'm going to try to get you up just a tad. See if that helps any. Certainly going to help me. I don't know about you all, but it'll help me. All right, we're going to start with a slip knot. To get your working yarn, the working end, to be the one that tightens that slip knot, start with your short end, your tail. Keep the tail end across your palm of your fingers, working end around your finger. Then pull that's on your finger up a little. Insert your hook. Pull the yarn through. Well, if you can get a hold of it, pull the yarn through. Let it tighten down. And then pull the working end of your yarn. I'm going to chain 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Remember, I talked about this before. Make sure you can feel that hook pop through that loop. That's 8, 9, 10. That's the surest way to get nice uniform stitches. What did I count here? 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 10. This is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Now, why am I doing 21? I like my stitches on a swatch to be even numbers if I can. So if I have to skip the first, which I do, I have to skip the first loop. Turn it over so y'all can see it. Get it up here close. If I skip this first loop, well, then I got to go in the second one. When you leave a loop behind like that, skip it over, you shorten the amount of stitches you have on your chain. Oops, I need to change my hook. Got busy talking and forgot what I was doing. All right, there we go. Change to the 5. And do single crochets all the way down. Work with me here. Hold on. I'm going to try to get this camera just a bit closer to my head. There. Oh, that's so much better. And I go in the top loops. Ordinarily, This is what I do, top loop of that chain. There, of course, there are 3. You could go through the bottom, which would give you 2 loops on top of your hook. You could turn it over and go through the back bump. And that back bump makes for a very pretty finish. But you'll see when I'm done with this that doing the extra 1/2 millimeter on your hook does give you a kind of a pretty finish. Not as pretty as going through the back bump does. But pretty nonetheless. So have y'all given any thought to what you want to do for your very first project or your next project? Depends on how long you've been crocheting and what you've been doing. I was thinking we might do something like a washcloth or a dishcloth here for the very beginners. And I think I'm thinking I've got some Lion brand very lacy weight. It's one, I believe, yarn that I can't remember the name of it now, but it's very lacy. And I would like to put it in a shawl. So I'm thinking about doing a shawl for everybody that's either advanced or intermediate or beyond beginners. But if y'all would like to do a shawl, put it in the comments. Come on here. You can imagine that as you're going down your line, you're pulling on that tail. So it starts to tighten up. And you can see it curls. And that's okay. That's perfectly normal. Okay. Just got like 2 or 3 stitches to go here. And before I put that last one in, I'm going to count. I always do. Maybe I don't trust myself, but I always count. This is the turn. This is the turning chain. That doesn't count as a stitch. That's just a turning chain. Here's the first stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16, 17, 18. What am I doing? That's 19, and there is one more stitch here. It's very tiny. It's right there. I had to pull it out. Well, come out here. There you are. All right. All right. There we are. 20 single crochets. Chain up 1. Turn your work. Now, I always go into the very first one. Can y'all see where that is? Right here? And then that way I don't have to work into my turning chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, come on here. This Bernat Softy is so slippery. What did I say that was? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 8. 9. I think I'm doing a better job. 10. I'll keep my hands underneath this camera. Y'all let me know if I'm not. I hope I am. There it is. I got busy talking again. I lost my count. Come on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. I had to point something else out to you. Don't let me forget it's 12. When you're doing your second row of single crochet or any stitch, the back of the fabric is facing you. Be sure that you're not going under just one loop. It's really easy to do when you're looking at the back of the fabric because, well, let's turn this around and take a look. Let me pull that up some. There we go. When you're facing the fabric, you can see the stitches are actually facing. You can see both loops of that V. But when you're looking at the back, you can't see both loops. You have to go hunting for that. That was 12. You have to make sure when you go in that stitch that you're going deep into that stitch and picking up both those top loops. That's 13. 14. 15. 16. This is uncomfortable. That's all right here now. Come on here. I think that's number 18, is it not? Let's do these last two, and then I'll recount. Actually, these two. All right, let's see what we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. Now, I want to do the next couple rows without being under the camera. Yeah, this is incredibly uncomfortable. Anybody that does YouTube videos and having to show a demonstration knows how uncomfortable this is. So, I've already chained up one. I want to go off camera, and we'll finish up when I come back. See you in a bit. Guess I should have told you, just do 2 more rows. So you'll end up with like three or 4 rows. All right, I'm back. Now, I've got 4 rows of single crochet here. You can see, I don't know if you can see that on camera or not, but there's a ridge that kind of runs down the middle of it. I got 2 rows on one side, 2 rows on the other side of that ridge. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to get underneath the camera so you can see this. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, where that last stitch is 20. You want 20, if you're going to do it this way, you want 20 stitches on every row. And until you get accustomed to making those turns and doing that chain one and getting them into the right stitch and doing it consistently every time, count your stitches. It's the only way you're going to ensure that the work that you do is going to be quality. Count your stitches and watch your tension. Okay? Now, I do want to say something else. When I said that you need to go underneath both of those loops, that's not true in every single case. Now, let me show you something. You can come under the back loop. It's called back loop only. And I'll do a few stitches and show you what that looks like. And it's not as easy to do as you might think. Just doing that one loop can be difficult because it rolls out from under your fingers and out from under your hook. And I don't use real pointy hooks, so it's easy for my stitches to roll away from me. All right, let me see that. Now I'm going to do a few more because it's really not evident. It's here, I can see it, but I don't know that you can. Let me do about 4 or 5 more. Do you see which loop I'm going in? Going in this back one. Here's the front one. This is the back one. Now, I said 4 or 5. This will be 4, so I'll do it now. We're about halfway down the line. Do you see a ridge forming? Can you see that? Let me turn it up for you. You see that ridge? That makes for a very pretty ridge, like a decoration. You can do that for a decoration. You can do that every other row for ribbing. And when you're doing single crochet for, say, ribbing for like the cup of a sweater, something like that, we'll get into that in another lesson in the future. But that is basically, it's back loop single crochet. When you turn your work, it's still back loop single crochet. Okay. That's it for this lesson today, guys and gals. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, please give me a like, a thumbs up, share it with your friends. If you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing. It does help my channel. Please watch this video all the way to the end. You wouldn't believe how much that actually helps my channel. Okay? So, thank you. And I'll make sure I edit this down so it's only about 20 minutes long. You can spare 20 minutes out of your day, can't you? Thanks. Bye. Y'all have a good day.